Okay, I will start my presentation about my database system project report that I wrote this by my own self. Then let's go to the chapter one, the attribute was patient ID as a one key, and then patient underscore name and DOB dot upload. Then number two, we have the bottom ID as a foreign key, the bottom underscore name, chair, then third category ID as a foreign key, category of name. Surface ID, surface name, course, the bottom ID as a foreign key, transition ID as a foreign key, two, patient ID as a foreign key, transition time, total cost, transition detail, transition ID, amount of total, and then relationship. One is patient to the transition. That means a one to many relationship where one patient can make multiple transition. And two, department services. A one to many relationship where one department can provide multiple services. And the third one is services relationship in category. A many to one relationship where multiple services can belong to one category, one that service. For one is transition that have relationship with transition detail. One-to-many relationship. The one relationship can contain multiple relationship details. And the fifth one is surfaces of relationship with transition detail. A one-to-many relationship, the one surfaces can be referenced in many different transition details. Okay, let's go to chapter two. It's about the transition ID, surface ID. Our typical smart transition detail table, and we have obtained both from duplicate of the surface and transition detail. And two, category ID, department ID are foreign keys for the surface table with the obtained from the primary key of the category department tables. And the third one is patient ID in the position with the primary key of the patient volume. Chapter 3 is about the DDL and DDML. It's a definition language. So. And the first step is we create the database. The name is database is Pembayar Sehat. And then we create the table about patient, category, patient, my the three less number in my in I am new patient two, and then the table is patient. In the table we have the patient ID. In the feature 10, directly key, patient name, feature, no, you'll be the no, again, and the category table, we have the category ID, and then category name. And then we have the table of the department, we have the department ID, the department name. After that, we have the create table. The create table, um, we have the creatable surfaces, then we have the surface ID, surface name, cost, decimal, then 10.2, yes, category ID, total ID, and plus foreign key. But in the surfaces table, we have the foreign key and the country key. We can surface on the surfaces department. And after that, we have the table of transition, the tell and transition, not the tell. Then after that, we have the DML, the language. We have to insert the relation table and the data like EP01, the name is Dave, the BOD is 19, May, 10th, and then I have to insert into the category table until the end. We have to insert transaction detail, and then we have the what we can call this one, the bukti apa sih, SSM. I guess so. I have the screenshot about my scale workbench. In this screenshot, we have the table about the schema in the table, balance out, and then the table's category 002, one the tree number of my name, and then the table the documentation. And then we have the surface definition, and the transition detail. We have all of them. And then in this screenshot, we have the what we can call evidence. I think the evidence about my what we can call is the insert into the DML, the manipulation languages. I have the insert to operation category, the department, services, definition detail, and all of them. Okay. Last but not least, we have the capture 4 is about the 0NF, but I think the non-normalized form. And then we have the 1NF, and then 2NF and 3NF. Okay. As you can see in this table, we have the ID transition is about 111, and then ID patient P01, and then the name patient we have the done, and then the time transaction is we have the date and the time, and then we have the ID Lionel L01 and L02, and then the name of Lionel about like kind of um the medkit, I guess, obat paracetamol, I think, for the headaches, and then the line and service, I think the services like the room services just for the people who get sick, and then they have to get the services in the hospital. And then we have the cost of the services like 2000, I guess, and then 1.4 thousand, 1,000, I think, yeah. And then we have the total and the jumlah of the cost, maybe, yeah, the jumlah of cost. And then we have the total, okay. The jumlah of the medicine, the medicate, and then mm, I can calculate two for two. Mm, and we have the 1NF, okay. Um, with me, 1NF and 2NF, okay, like you can see the difference. The 1F is like um, a table usually contains repeating group or multiple values, like in the one entry cell in the table. It's put the later since the ID, and the name, patient, and the cause and the jumlah contain multiple values in the each cell separated by a comma. Oh, like a comma in this in the ID. To fix and convert this table into the first number from 1NF, we need to separate the multiple values into their own equal rows. Okay, like, and then we have the 1NF. one NF, like one NF, so like a table in we now have to convert into the second operation from 2NF. In 2NF, we have the particle, okay? Dependencies are always we need to remove any edges where which are only depend on our particle favorite composite key. To do that, we need to first look at which one is our composite key. Any stable is belong to ID transition, like ID transition to plus ID Lionel services is both of those field combined to us transaction details. And then we have the 2NF. What kind of 2NF things? Like combined interpretation details, I think. Yes. And then the 2NF is about multi-fluid entries or repeating loops. Okay, yeah. And then okay, we have the all of the presentation about my report team project. I think I skipped my capture two. It's not detailing about not much detail. Okay, I think it's the relational model. Like after we create the table, we have the model thing. I think I have the RB, but I missing it. I lose my file, and then like okay, I like and then okay. How do you add this thing? Forget. Okay, the thing is okay. The patient, but 1, 2, 3. I think it's all of my presentation about my report midterm. Then DML, DL, okay, chapter 4, fourth, then chapter 5 video presentation. If I'm doing now, okay, 2 minutes left. I will explain about my attribute. Okay, the attribute is why we have the foreign key in the patient ID because like yeah, it's foreign key, foreign key. Chapter 2, chapter 3. I don't know why it's really small. So okay, refresh user constraint, refresh is equal to 1. Okay, this is my presentation about my report midterm. And then okay, I think that's enough for me. It's all for me. Thank you for listening on my presentation. That's not enough. Okay. And apologize for all my mistakes. that I have been made it this high. And that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.